cannot start this masterclass without dancing. I just couldn't do it. 'Cause the strategy is your soul, baby. Welcome into the room, my beautiful loves. Hi, Kayla. Who's showing up? Hey, Natalie. I was dancing like wild before this masterclass, and I just didn't want it to end, so the music is still here. I'm so extremely excited for this masterclass. Epic opening. Woo. Oh, you did, Natalie? That's so epic. Yes, we're starting this call with, oh my God, like, so good. Just a little bit longer. You can dance with me. Why not have a party? We're having a party. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Anja. Hi, Rachel. Oh my goodness. Okay. Time to turn the music off. We love you, music. We'll come back to you soon. I found this epic playlist on Spotify that I've been jamming to, dancing to. I must send it to you all. Hello. Welcome to Strategy is Your Soul. Strategy is your soul. I am going to give you so much permission in this masterclass to know that your strategy lies within you. My strategy lies within me. Your strategy lies within you. And we are going to tap you into it today. Before we do that, what I would love to hear from each one of you is in the chat box, I want you to write what comes up for you when you hear the word strategy. Strategy for your business. Just start typing in some words that come up when you hear the word strategy. Let's hear them, because we're talking about the strategy as your soul, but I want to hear about what comes up for you when you just hear the word strategy. Stress. It feels like a yummy hug from the masculine. Okay, beautiful. Thoughtful. Okay, so thoughtful. Overwhelm. Strategy is like overwhelm. There's so much to do. Masculine container. Okay. Yeah. Stress and structure. Must do. Have to do. Rigid versus doing things that feel good. So strategy feels rigid, right? They're like locked into something. Military. Okay, masculine container. Let's keep hearing them. Let's keep bringing them in. Something I need more for my business. I love it. Feels powerful. Rigid, overwhelmed, blah. Okay, so we have both sides of the spectrum here, right? For some of you who are more comfortable with your own masculine and in a masculine energetic, you are the ones who are probably like, exciting, I need this, I'm ready for this. For those of you who resonate more with a feminine energy inside of your system, you might hear the word strategy and you might feel like, stressful, too much, I need to get away. Okay, there's no right or wrong, it's just a scale, right? Some of you are going to resonate more toward the side of like, oh, I really need this. Some of you feels yuck. Yeah, Susie, contained. Okay, so some of you are going to have the experience of, ooh, I want that. And then you're going to go on the path of like getting strategy, this whole structure strategy. Someone's going to give you this blueprint. You're going to do it and you're going to be like, over to the other side. Over to the other side. Enough of this strategy stuff. I just want to be free. Some of you will be on this side. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I just want to be free. And then you're going to be like, oh, I need strategy. Right? So where is that middle ground? Monet says, tired of being in masculine more most of my life, have done strategy all the time and want something different. Okay, so I am going to give you something different, because the truth is that we do want some kind of container, right? We do want some kind of a direction for where we take things, for what we're showing up for in the world, for our business, of course. However, we get to start thinking of the word strategy in a completely different way. Because the truth is that I have a magical strategy for my business. And it has nothing to do with posting at a certain time or how many times a month I email. It has nothing to do with how I market. It has nothing to do with that. My strategy, and the strategy that I get to give you and tap you into, is soul-based. It's the strategy that will never change, because, and also it will always change because your soul is always evolving. But once you link up your soul to your strategy, then you are off to a magical reality in your business where you don't need to keep hopping to one niche to another niche. You don't need to have those spirals of, well, what am I going to do now? Because the direction is your soul. Okay? Soul-based strategy sounds yum. Sounds like I already have it. So we're going to continue tapping you into it and expand that which you already have. But first, I want to start with a story. Okay. So, as many of you know, I am in Costa Rica, and I've been on this journey of, as I've been traveling and exploring here, I've been really recognizing that it feels like home, and I am going to be here for a while. And I had an Airbnb booked in a certain location for a few months now. And it looked like such a gorgeous place to be. It looked like such a gorgeous home. And actually, when I got there and I started sharing stories, videos, snapshots from it, everyone was like, wow, this is the most magical home ever. It's so gorgeous. It feels amazing. And I had booked this Airbnb for 2 weeks. Supposed to be there for 2 weeks, and the energy was just so off. I got there and I immediately felt stressed and anxious, and given I have been in Costa Rica for over a month now in different locations, different homes, and I have been feeling bliss. I get to this place that I had already pre-booked, already spent thousands and thousands of dollars on, that I could not get out of. I booked this place and I just felt like energetically throwing up all over the place. The energy of the town, the energy of the owner of the Airbnb, the energy of the house cleaners, the vibe, the art, like everything was just like off. And I was having this experience of, can I trust this? Can I trust the feelings that are arising in me? Because everyone on my Instagram is seeing that I'm in this gorgeous home, right? Everyone is seeing it and going, wow, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, magical. And so I'm in this experience of my soul, my body, my human is having this experience of like, oh, get out. But there was fear in one, I guess the main fear was that, wow, I could create so much beauty here from the looks of it, right? I could create so much beauty in this home. I could have so many different photo shoots there and videos and like, yes, like let's just make so much. Except my creativity was off because I was constantly feeling the stressful vibe of the place that I was in. The environment around me was cramping my creativity. And totally I could, if I needed to surrender, if I needed to push through, oh my gosh, I would have. But here's what happened. I was like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna surrender. And I kept working on surrender. I was there for about 4 days. I worked on surrender. Here are the things that happened while I was surrendering. The Wi-Fi crashed like 3 different times, one of which it went down for a full like 12 hours and I didn't have any cell service. There was a moment where I just said to myself, okay, I'm just gonna surrender. And then I turned the lights on in my bedroom and one of the light bulbs just went and all this smoke went everywhere and I was like, oh my gosh, universe. Then the woman who was staying with me was my photographer. Her camera broke. Her camera broke. She was doing a photo shoot of someone else and she got water in her camera. Her camera broke. There were so many different moments that happened that were screaming at me to leave. And finally I listened. Finally I made the decision and left. And one of the things that I really stepped into in that decision, 2 things that I want to share. One is that alignment over money. I paid thousands of dollars that I couldn't get out of, right? That was a contract that I signed. I said, okay, here, this is just like when we hire someone. It's like, here's my money. I'm saying yes to this container, yeah? And so I said yes to the container. And I had to be willing to trust that I don't need to get my money back in order to leave. I don't need to control what I receive from this situation in order to create correct alignment for my soul. Yeah? And, right? And I will make so much more money back when I feel in alignment, when I feel good in my body, in my soul, in my heart, in my pleasure. And I can trust that, okay? Like, yes, trust, Ashay, trust, right? Trust that feeling. And step into the bigness, right? There's a bigness in choosing that. When you choose alignment over money, there is a huge power to that choice. A huge power. To say that my investments or non-investments, nothing that has to do with money is going to hold me back. I'm going to choose my alignment. And I'm going to choose my alignment. And I know that there's an alignment on the other side of choosing, right? I'll make money back when I'm in alignment. Oh my gosh, like wild amounts, because your soul is freed up, right? Your soul is now free. And, you know, part of this choice also, although I'm in this place that I'm in right now, maybe I'll show you the sunset when the sun starts setting, if it's beautiful outside of my window, we'll see. But this place that I'm in right now exceeds where I was, first of all. It's even more beautiful. But before I knew that, I didn't know what this place was going to be like, right? You take a chance, yeah? I could feel it. But I took a chance. And what it was really a devotion to was choosing soul over choosing what's pretty. Choosing soul over choosing what's pretty. Because what would have been pretty is to just have this seamless experience of, oh, I landed here and this house is so magical. And here I am in this house. And here I am in this pool. And here I am. That would have been so easy. And that would have been pretty on the outside. What wasn't pretty to me was searching Airbnb again, searching hotels again. What wasn't pretty was driving 4.5 hours again in the middle of the week to land the alignment, right? But what it was, exactly, Marie, truth. Truth over the appearance. Because your power is in your landing with yourself. When you feel landed in your body, landed in with your spirit, landed in your pleasure, landed in your alignment, that's what sells. That's what makes money. That's what creates your content, because your system, and then you become an invitation. I could literally feel those 4 days of being in this Airbnb. I was launching Fail Channel Receive, and still it was a fantastic launch. All the right people are in it, but I could feel just that my energy just was unsettled, and over anything, I was devoted to, okay, well, how do I want to teach this course? How do I want to teach the Quantum Year Masterclass number 3? I don't want to teach that in that energy. And so it's so, the devotion for alignment is not only for me, it is for you. It is for my one-on-one clients. It is for my followers. It is for the world. It is not, so it's so in service to the all. When you follow those moments of alignment, those moments of soul, it's easy to think, well, this is just for me. But oh, baby, it is not just for you. It's so not for you. I can feel how full I am right now, how much I have to give, how much I have to offer, how much I have to create, how much I have to serve, how much I want to, crave to, because my system is now landed, right? And here's the last part of the story. How, this is where it gets so good. So, yesterday I land here, and I was here kind of in the afternoon, enjoying the afternoon here, and hi Ava love, mwah. I come back to my room to shower, and I go back outside, and there's these 2 beautiful women that are having little cocktails and overlooking the ocean, and the view here is just fantastic, and there's this little lawn with all these chairs that overlook the ocean. Hold on, I need to pause this story to read this comment. It's been an emotional and physically challenging week for me, and I'm in tears already, Ashay. Oh, Lauren. Seeing you, receiving you, loving you. Had to pause my story for that. Okay, so they're overlooking the ocean, and I'm walking over to get a little magical drink and have a dinner with myself and with my journal. And my intention was to get all of my ideas together for this masterclass, because when I get ready for masterclasses, I usually have a bunch of different bullets, and they're kind of just all over the place, and then the day before I like to bring them all together. And I walk over, and these 2 beautiful women, and this one woman is like, Ashay? And I walk over, I'm like, I don't think I know you. And she just introduces herself, and she's like, hi. And we hug, and I was like, how do I know you? And she was like, from Seoul. We know each other in Seoul. And I was like, what? And she was like, basically, she knows me from my work. She knows me from online. And there was this magical moment of me, this happened. This is not something that doesn't happen often. It does happen. It does happen in my life for sure, where I meet magical sisters on the journey. They're like, oh, Ashay. And we had this beautiful drop-in, and I end up sitting with them for dinner. and we end up talking, and literally the whole conversation, like these two women were both like asking me questions about my work and what I do, and one of them was, the woman that knew me was a coach, and she has an online business doing feminine embodiment stuff and like moon and menstrual awareness stuff. And we end up talking, and literally the whole conversation was the codes for this masterclass. Like everything that we talked about, exchanged, everything that she was curious about, I got to hear her story and where she was at, and it was like everything was what I'm about to share. We talked about everything that I was about to share. Now imagine if I didn't listen to that voice from my soul that said, leave this Airbnb, go here. Nicole, I'm crying, oh my God. Right? This masterclass still would have been amazing. I had all these bullet points. I had all this, I knew what it was going to come through. But actually so much more came through last night in that conversation. And I also called it in, right? When I sat with them at dinner, I literally said to myself, I said, okay, all of the codes for the masterclass are going to come through inside of this dinner. Hi, Kira. Yeah. And that happened, and I was just in awe. I was just so in awe, right? And they were reflecting, and they were like, thank you so much for sitting with us and sharing and da-da-da. And I was like, I love that in this moment. In this moment, that was so aligned. I can't tell you about tomorrow or the next day, or if I see you out at a restaurant. I can't tell you if I will sit with you. I don't know. But in that moment, it was a yes. And in that moment, it was like, all the things are going to come through here. And in that moment, it was my soul saying yes. This is the best story ever. Yeah. And so there were so many magical moments that led to that. Yeah. And it was, again, about removing, well, what does it look like if I am a coach in the world and I serve this many people and I'm just sitting at dinner with these two women? What does that mean? What does that look like? Releasing what is pretty and choosing what is aligned. Choosing what is a yes in that moment, right? And again, I don't know if tonight they're here, I don't know if I would sit with them. I don't know, because every present moment is different. Your soul is constantly evolving and asking you to evolve, and your business gets to receive your soul's alignment. Your business gets to respond to your soul's alignment. Yeah, choosing what is aligned. So following those choices takes a lot, because we have so many different voices within us. And I'm going to go into some of the 4 main voices that we get into contact, get into touch with, so that they can all talk together. And that's how we have access to our full soul choice. Yeah, where the story of what's pretty gets to leave. The story of what's the most evolved, or what would other people do, or what would this coach do? What would my mom do? No, what would I do? Jewel, question. So can you trust your alignment when you are premenstrual? I feel like everything feels out of alignment the week before I get my period, energy-wise, things that usually feel awesome. So yeah, it really depends on your cycle and your awareness, right? Like oftentimes when we're premenstrual, it's not, maybe it's a reframe, maybe it's not that something is out of alignment. Maybe you just get to sink into the fact that you are in a premenstrual phase, and that is the alignment, right? Like being in the chaos of premenstrual, however that phase is for you, is actually the correct alignment. you know? So maybe that's a little reframe for you. Oh my goodness. Okay. So when it comes to choosing what is aligned, what is soul aligned versus what is pretty, this also has to do with your content. Recently, beautiful woman inside of one of my intimate containers was sharing boredom around her content, right? I just kind of want to share this and this and this, but I think I need to share this. I think I need to share what's informational. I think I need to share what people want to hear. What if instead of choosing what is pretty, what is professional, what is right in what you perceive, right? That's just the perception and what you perceive others want from you or crave from you, or what you perceive others, you know, can receive from you. What if you let that go and let go of what is pretty, what is professional, and did you, like, what was actually gonna turn you on? What was actually gonna make you feel like, yes, I am proud of myself. Yes, this feels so yummy. Yes, this is different, right? Videos of you cooking in your underwear, climbing a mountain, right? What feels expansive to you to share? The idea that your content should look a certain way is bullshit. The idea that your website should look a certain way is bullshit. There are no rules to your success. Your soul is the strategy. Your soul. Right? And we're going to get into your branding in a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about branding and content. But what I really want to drop you into right now is that what turns you on as a human on this planet is what is going to turn your audience on as well. It's what is going to create trust within them. It is what is going to keep them coming back. I don't know how anything is ever going to go, but I know that it's always going to be true to me. I don't know how my launches are going to go. I don't have strategy from a place of, here's what works, let me just do what works. I have information of what worked in the past, but if I tried to replicate exactly what I did in the past, one, I would not grow. I would, if I started replicating exactly what I did the first time something worked, let's say the first time I got 50 people into a course, if I was like, okay, I just got to do the exact same thing next time. Next time I'll just do the exact same thing. What would happen is that it would be that next time to launch whatever I'm launching, and because I would be copying my prior self, or this happens when we copy other people, I will be shutting down the voice of my soul. And your soul has the divine plan. Every single launch, I go, okay, what's the plan, soul? What do you want to do? What do you know to do? What do you feel to do? What do you understand to do? These are some of the voices of the soul. And these are the voices that I'm going to tap you into, okay? Because replicating what you did in the past is replicating a past self. You can take pieces and implement pieces, but always in the now moment, it's going, what is the now moment asking of me? This is coming in loud and strong right now in resonance. Wow, thank you. You're so welcome. The now moment is always asking you to listen. It's always asking you to get a little deeper, right? It's always asking you to pay attention to your surroundings, to pay attention to your alignment, to pay attention to your joy, to pay attention to the fun of it. The fun of it. The more fun you allow, the more money you make. The more fun I allow in my life, the more alignment I allow in my life, the more money I make. Right? Because, my loves, the more joy you allow into your system, the more alignment you allow into your system, the more overflow you have for the world, the more, you want to serve, you want to show up, you have this outpouring of excitement. And I've been having this conversation recently with some clients of mine where people have been asking me, well, how do I keep the excitement rolling in my courses? You know, I have a course that's 3 months long, or I have a course that's 6 months long. And like, I see people like taper down in the last months. And I said, where's your excitement? Are you still excited? What's going on in your life that's keeping you or pulling you from the excitement for that container? Because your excitement is their excitement. My alignment is your alignment. If I didn't move, if I didn't trust, if I didn't allow that whole process to happen, this whole video would have been different. This whole transmission would have been different. Like, wow, because I teach from soul. You get to teach from soul. And if you want to teach from soul, if you want to teach from your soul, where you're not copying another person's theory and just taking notes from a book you read and just repeating them word for word, but if you want to give from your soul medicine, your soul transmission, the thing that is so divinely you, alignment and choosing in every single moment those pieces of alignment is so divinely important because it aligns the whole world. My alignment is aligning you. You get to align your clients, your followers, your world. And we are so in this together. It's so important that we listen to those moments. Yeah. What if I know my audience is so excited about me launching a previous program again, but I'm over it and I'm excited about a new program, but I know my clients want my last one again? Do you? Because if you launch something that you just don't feel like launching, just because you know people want it, but you are just getting, no, there's something else. No, I don't want to do this. No. Then why would you do it? Why would you do it? You know, because you might, and how do you know that they want it? You might have, a handful of people join it, but would that be fun for you? Would that create further alignment for you? Would that allow ease in your life? Would that bring inspiration into your life? If it's not going to get the energy moving and get your oomph towards your work rolling, then no. However, an idea is like, cool, you want this? I am going to offer it on a flash sale for 48 hours. Here you go. But to go through a full launch when you're not feeling that inspired, because your alignment is their alignment. Like, I really want everyone to feel that. Do we get that? Is that sinking in? Your alignment is their alignment, their alignment is their alignment, their alignment is their alignment. And this is how we change the world. It starts with you. It starts with you. We're getting it. Is it landing? Give me like thumbs up. Give me yes. This is so deep. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. All right. So, I see a question around how do you keep up with content when there's so much like that you're enjoying in your life that's fun, like you're in the enjoyment of life, right? And like, how do you balance that? Well, for me, my experience of it is that when I'm actually in alignment with my life, with the enjoyment of my life, it includes my content. Because if I didn't post for 2 weeks, I would not be having fun, because my fun includes my service. Yeah, like my work in the world, your work in the world, where is it not fun? That's the thing. If your fun is over here and your business is over here, something is off. Fun is over here and business is over here. Let's bring them together. Let's bring them together. It doesn't mean that you have to be working all the time while you're in your presence, while you're in your fun. However, what are you doing in your work that's not lighting you up? And how can you make it fun, right? For me, fun is like sitting in somewhere magical, being in an environment that turns me on, and answering my clients from there, like talking to my clients on calls from magical places in the world. That is fun for me, right? Writing content from the beach after just swimming. Like, that is so fun for me, because that's when it comes through, right? It's so magical when you bring fun into your work. They're not two separate things. The more you live from that place of fun is over here and business is over here, it's the same split that happens when it's like business is over here and relationship is over here. Business is over here and fun is over here. Pleasure is over here and love is over here. They're not intertwined. No, we're merging the worlds, right? And we're also, here's the thing, this is so magical. We are merging the world that allows us to actually be in our wild, crazy soul expression and make a lot of money and have a successful, magical business. I mean, the fact that I can do calls like in a bathing suit if I want to, the fact that I can be breast massaging and posting that because that's what is coming through, and sharing that, and the fact that that makes me millions of dollars, like, this is your permission. This is your permission slip. The more you post and share and create from the fun of your life, you are posting and creating and sharing from your soul. Fuck, this is so medicinal for me, yes. So happy. You're posting from your soul, you're creating from your soul, you're sharing from your soul when you are in joy. And we are here to fuck up that paradigm. I'm gonna curse because of the nature of what I'm transmitting in that moment. Right? We're here to shift the paradigm that says that here's my business in this professional, like, circle of existence that's over here, and then here's the rest of my life. Here's my relationships, here's my joy, here's this, and then here's my business over there. That to me is so boring, and that to me has a cap to its level of embodied success, joyful success. Because if my joy is here and my joy is not in my work, well, then every time I go into my work, it's not going to be joyful. And I'm not going to want to show up to it. And it's going to be challenging for me to work. And I'm going to feel like, oh, I just don't want to. Of course, I have moments. I am human. Of course, I have moments where I'm like, oh, I don't want to show up today. Of course, I have moments where I'm like, oh, I have all this going on and I just wish I can be in the ocean all day long. Of course, you're human. I'm human. It happens. But for the most part, it's like, wow, my work is my joy. My work is what is so magical in my life. My work makes my life magical, because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have made the shift out of that Airbnb and over here. If it weren't for my work, I would have just been like, whatever, I'll sleep here and I'll go out all day and I'll do different things and it doesn't matter and I'll just sleep here and whatever. No, because when it's about my work, when it's about my service, when it's about my business, it's also about my joy. And when it's about my joy, when it's about my happiness, when it's about my pleasure, when it's about my orgasm, when it's about my exercise, it's also about my business, because they are linked, right? They go hand in hand. There is no separation. And so anytime that you catch yourself going, fun is over here and work is over here, I want you to ask yourself, why am I not allowing my work to be fun? Here's what makes my work really fun. I am radically me, my soul. Hi, this is my soul, right? If you meet me in person, I'm likely like this. Maybe a little different, but this is me. I'm not putting on a facade. I'm sharing me. This is who I am. So what makes my work fun is being a radical expression of me. What makes my work fun is feeling connected to all of you, feeling connected to the world. What makes my work fun is knowing that I have an impact, knowing that I matter. What makes my work fun is the alignment, right? The alignment to shift whenever I need to. That is what makes my work fun. What makes my work fun is attracting such incredible, magical women. I mean, for those of you who are here in this live, in my mastermind, no words. I fucking love you so hard. Like my one-on-one clients, I love you so hard. I attract such magical humans. We have so much fun together. We have so much fun together. And so I have a lot of fun in my business because the devotion to soul, the devotion to no separation. You know, a lot of people will ask me questions about sharing their spiritual practice online, or sharing their sexual practice online, or sharing their medicine path online. And it's not like you have to share all the little details about everything in your life. However, if your soul alignment, if your soul transmission, if your soul, the messages from your soul, from your life, from your pain, is asking you, is so deeply asking you to share a certain piece, right? To share elements of you, you must. You must, you must, you must, you must, you must, you must. Not only is the world waiting, but your soul is waiting, right? Being able to be in this transmission is not only serving you, it's serving me. To allow this to come through me, to claim this as something that matters through my body, through my voice. Oh, it's so activating to claim that, to know that, to trust that. It's so deeply magical what happens when you allow your soul's work to come through. And the only way how do you think you attract soulmate clients into your life without living in alignment with your soul, without giving the transmission of your soul? Like, soulmate clients is not just a little thing that you say. It's not just a little thing we say, like, oh, I want soulmate client. Woo! No, like actual soulmate humans. Soulmate humans. Soulmate humans. Because you're transmitting from your soul. Right? You're giving from your soul essence. Is this landing? Like, this is so big. This is so big. So now we are going to go into the voices. The voices of your soul. Because sometimes it's hard to hear. You're on fire. This is so good. Ah! I feel the fire. I definitely feel the fire. Alignment. This is what alignment does, baby. Okay. So, my loves. The voice of your womb or your pussy, the voice of your gut intuition, your gut voice, your belly, the voice of your heart, and the voice of your mind. We're going to talk about these 4 places because oftentimes we're just thinking right here. If we're not careful, we're just thinking right here. We're thinking. What's right? What's wrong? Is this good? Is this bad? Right? Who's aware of those voices? What's the right thing to do? What's the wrong thing to do? What's the effective thing to do? What's the non-effective thing to do? What's correct? What's incorrect? It's all mental. It's all mental. And the mind is powerful. We need the mind. But when it's not speaking to and in connection to the other parts of our body, we often think that to connect to the soul, we leave the body. We go, oh, soul, where's the answer? No. The soul answer is here. I have to stand up. Here. The soul answer is in the body. Yeah. Embodied decision making. Exactly. So, here are the different voices. The voice of your pussy, the voice of your womb is I want. Okay, write this down. I want. Because the voice of your pussy is all about desire. Your pussy is just curious about filling up. Yeah? Your pussy is like, what is gonna fill me? What is gonna nourish me? You know, I want. It's the voice of desire. It's the voice of, I want to post this video. Yeah, I want to share this. I want to launch this. I want to offer this. I want to feel good. I want to live here. I want to do that. Because it's like, fill me. I want this. It desires, okay? So the voice of your pussy is I want. I want to feel good. I want to make a 6-figure month. I want soulmate clients. I want. Yeah? Some of these have a shadow voice. The shadow of your pussy is I need. There is a conscious way to need, right? Like there's a conscious, I would say 3rd stage way, especially in relationship, to be like, I need sex, I need intimacy, I need touch. But it comes from a deep place where you actually don't need it, right? Where you actually don't need it. It's I want. Anytime you're coming from a place of, I need money, it's like the shadow of the pussy. Because the truth is that you don't, you want it. You will get by with exactly what you have right now. We never need, we want. And the more we allow ourselves to listen to the voice of the pussy wants. The womb wants. It wants to be filled. It wants. Yeah? This is a beautiful way to transition out of, I need this launch to work well. I need these clients to work with me. I want thousands and thousands of viewers. I want. Okay? The voice of the gut, so your belly, gut, intuition. Yeah? Is everyone with me so far with the voice of the pussy? This is everything. Yay, Rachel. Okay, so the voice of the belly, the voice of the belly, the voice of the gut is, I know. I know, right? It's that feeling of, I just know. No thought at all. I know this is the next step. I know, right? It's the voice of, I don't even need to think about anything else. Like, my mind is so not useful when it comes to gut intuition, because gut intuition is just on the spot. It will not notify you. It'll just be like, yep, this is it. I know, right? I know. The shadow of this voice is, I know everything. I don't need anyone. I am the best. I am above everyone else, and I know everything. That would be the shadow of the gut. That would be the shadow of the intuition, is when that takes over, and it's like, you know, we come from that place, and it's trying, and then it tries to prove its worth. It tries to show the world that it knows that I'm better than you, that I have better content than you, that I have the codes than you, that you need to hire me because I'm better than you. It's like, I know from that place, versus just the intuition. It's like, I know. That's it. It's clean, it's clear. It doesn't have to overpower anyone or anything. It's just, I know. So tune into when the shadow of the gut intuition, because we all have a different voice that is the loudest. Some of you, your pussy voice is just naturally the loudest. Your voice of I want, and then you follow that. Others, the voice of your intuition is louder. You're just like, I know, and you follow that. This is how we listen to soul, okay? Your heart. Let's move on to the heart. What is the heart? The heart is I feel. I feel like doing this. I feel like doing that. I feel like sharing this. I feel like sharing that. I feel like launching this. I feel like launching that. It's kind of a wrap. Right? And it's so, I feel my way into the strategy. I can feel it. It's like it's tangible, right? I can get my feelers out, and I can feel it, and I can feel the next step, because it's what feels best. It's what feels joyful. It's what feels alive. Who of you have this as you feel like the strongest suit, the strongest voice of your soul? The strongest voice of your soul so far. Actually, let's just everyone say the strongest voice of your soul so far. Pussy, gut, heart. The heart is just, I feel. It is full emotion. Sadie says, I'm such a feeler. We have lots of feelers in the house. So do you hear the difference? It's like, I feel this way. I feel. When the voice is stronger in the pussy, it's just like you're guided by your desire. When you're guided by desire, it's the voice of your pussy. When you're guided by intuition, it's the voice of your gut. When you're guided by your emotion, it's the voice of your heart. Hold on 1 second, I just need to turn up the lights. Turn up the light, baby. Okay. Whoa! That is so bright. Okay. Okay. How's that? That's good. Okay. Lots of gut and lots of heart. Beautiful. Who are some of my pussy sisters in the house who are guided by desire? I want money. I want clients. I want to live here. I want to live there. I want a partner. I want love. I want magic. I want my voice. I want my expression. Lots of gut, lots of heart. Beautiful. I desire more pussy wisdom. Okay, beautiful. So if you desire the more wisdom from any place in this example, any of these places, then you want to focus on that place. You want to, 1, focus on that area of your body, and 2, focus on what it's guided by. So if you want to listen more to your pussy, you listen more to your desire. If you want to listen more to your heart, you listen to your emotion. If you want to listen more to your gut, you listen more to your intuition. Yeah? We need all of them. We need absolutely all of them. And so, part of your homework that I'm going to give you for this masterclass experience is to invite the place that you feel the least connected to, where you feel like it's the hardest for you to hear that voice. I want you to focus a little extra in this spot because there's magic there for you. There's also magic in the place that's the easiest for you, you know? If it's so easy for you to hear the voice of your heart, to hear that desire, that feeling space, that emotion space, then there's magic there for you that you can trust that. And when you expand to all of the other places, there's also more embodied magic. Yeah? So the shadow of the heart is getting swamped by feelings, getting lost in feelings. So it's like always being swayed by feeling and always listening to that sway and not tuning in to the other voices to get more clear of an answer. So if you find yourself on this emotional roller coaster all the time, now this doesn't mean, when I say emotional roller coaster, I don't mean experience emotions, because you will experience all human emotions pretty much every day if you are honest with yourself. I experience so many emotions all the time, but they don't take me on like a roller coaster where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling sad, so I can't do anything in my work today. Right? It's like listening too much, right? The shadow of the heart is so real. Yeah. It's listening too much to those sways without just being like, oh, there's information in the sway of my heart. There's information in my emotions. There's information in these ups and downs, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to cancel everything, drop my calls, not talk to my clients today. No, we don't allow that's the shadow, and we allow it to dictate our life, right? The emotional intelligence that we need is to go, whoa, okay, here's all the things. I feel this, I feel that, I feel this, I feel that, but I'm so connected to my vision, and I'm so connected to what actually matters, that this is just emotion. Right? This is just emotion, and I'm just witnessing it and embodying it and being with it, but it's not like dictating my whole experience, okay? So that's the shadow. Thirsty. I've been living in the shadow of my heart. Yes, it's so typical for the feminine. For anyone who's really dropped into the feminine, whether man or woman, you will be so swayed by your emotions. Because in the feminine, you will experience emotions. So I experience lots of emotion, but I'm not controlled by my emotion. That's the difference. Yes, there's a fourth voice. Let's get to it now. So the fourth voice is the voice of your mind. It's your intellect, right? And the mind is very important. We don't only want to listen to the body without the mind. The mind is very powerful. The mind is very, very powerful, and we need to learn how to work with it. So the voice of the mind is, I understand, I get, it's like this, it's the voice of clarity. It's the voice of clarity. And the shadow of the mind is trying to understand by just talking. I'm just gonna talk, because I'm trying to understand, and I think that the way that I come to clarity, and I think that the way that I understand is by just talking. Nope. The clarity often comes from these three. So think of it from the bottom up, Get in touch with your heart and with your gut and with your pussy. Get the mind involved after. When we start with trying with the mind, okay, here's what I gotta do. Here's my plan. Post once a day, do this, here's my content calendar, here's how it's gonna look, and it's all intellectual. It's all intellectual. And then it's like there's so much going on in your life. You're going through heartbreak, you're going through breakup, like you're moving home, so much is happening. And your soul is like experiencing all of this. Your soul's trying to like learn and grow and serve and do so much. And your mind is going, okay, well, the strategy is to post once a day and do this and do that. Well, how are you supposed to do all of that if the voice of your heart and your pussy and your gut is like, stop, woman, slow down, breathe, be with yourself, dance, take a vacation? Like, how are you supposed to listen? How are you supposed to follow through? How magical is your content going to be? The voice of your mind, your intellect that's like, here's your plan, here's your strategy. How is that going to actually land in the world if your soul is going through a death cycle or going through a rebirth or going through a challenge? How is that going to work? The voice of your intellect, the voice of your mind is important because it's clarity. It's clarity, and when it lands, it's like, oof, yes, right? This is the way. And then you follow, but it comes from the alignment of the other pieces first, right? It comes from the conversation and the connection. And how do you have a conversation? You just say, heart, what are you feeling? Gut, what do you know? Pussy, what do you want? Start there. Yes, letting your mind be the last link in the chain rather than the root. Yes. Start with desire. Start with emotion. Start with intuition. Let the clarity sink in from there. That really landed. Okay, amazing. Oh, I'm so happy that this is landing for you all, my loves. And again, it's just about asking, like really asking these parts of your body, getting into conversation with yourself, taking the time. My whole body just relaxed from that. I've been going from my head, trying to override all that my body is saying. That's the thing, it's never gonna work, because what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be doing all these things from your mind that you have on your list to do. And then your body's gonna be lagging, you're not gonna have as many orgasms, you're not gonna be breathing deep into your system, you're gonna be ignoring the fact that life is asking you to move homes or separate from a partner, or do this or that or this or that. You're gonna ignore the soul choices that bring you into alignment, that aligns you, that aligns your clients, that aligns the world. So many light bulbs. Yeah. So, Susie, good question. What happens when the pussy, gut, and heart are saying different things? They oftentimes will. So there's not a problem with that. Yeah? There's not a problem with that. It's just about being with the different voices. Yeah? Oh, interesting. Heart is feeling this. Oh, interesting. Pussy wants that. Okay. Coming into contact with them and letting them all have conversation together. And just being in the conversation. You don't need to, that's the thing, is like oftentimes when we try and force an answer out, where it's coming from our mind, because it's coming from a place of a time construct. I need to force an answer, I need to figure something out because I have to do it in time. Versus let me be in conversation with these moving pieces and elements within me. What's the rush? Right? What's the rush to figure out which is the right way to move? You know, we move in such a fast pace in this culture. What if you just took a day to be in conversation with the different parts of your body? What if you took 2 days? What if you just took a week? What if you allowed it to be this experience? I mean, I took 4 days before leaving that Airbnb. So all of these voices were in conversation with each other before I heard that soul choice that dropped and landed in. It's not like by having this information, like you're just going to constantly hear your soul, constantly hear your soul, constantly hear your soul. Yes, you will, but there will also be bigger choices in your life that are going to take conversation, you know? It's going to take conversation. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to commit to being in the conversation. That's it. Being in the conversation with all these different parts inside of yourself. Because the more conversation you have with your guts, with your pussy, with your heart, and with your mind, that's your access to your soul. That's when it drops in. That's when it lands. And yeah, that's what I'll say for now. Yes, aspecting is so helpful. Yes, this can be called aspecting as well. Well, yeah, not gonna go into that. Okay, so I want you to commit to being in the conversation. I also want you to identify which voice is the voice that you are having less contact with for the most part. And I want you to bring your hands to that part. So if it's your gut, I want you to bring your hands to your gut in this moment. If it's your heart, I want you to bring your hands there. If it's your pussy, I want you to bring your hands there. If it's your mind, if you're listening all to your body and not to your mind, I want you to bring your hands to your third eye. And I just want you to close your eyes in this moment. And I just want you to say to this part of your body, I just want you to say, I'm committed to listening to you. I'm committed to hearing your voice. I'm committed to ask you for strategy, for direction. I'm committed to trust you. Thank you for not losing your trust in me. I am here. And I want to hear you. I want to be in conversation with you. I want to love you. Okay, beautiful. Held everywhere. Yeah. So thank you for allowing that in yourself. Yeah. Okay, so here's where we're going next. We all have a divine soul path. Everything that you have experienced in your life up to this point is adding to who you are, which adds to your soul frequency, your essence, which adds to who you are in your business. Yeah? Everything in your life, from the moment that you were born up until this very moment has been required, has been needed for you to be exactly who your soul wants you to be, exactly who spirit wants you to be, exactly who your soulmate clients need you to be. Right? Everything from all of the trauma to all of the pain to all of the ecstasy to all of the heartbreak to all of the love to all of the beauty to all of the naked dances under the moon to all of the magical meals to all of the aches and pains inside of your body to all of the music to all of the rejection to all of the fear, all of it added to who you are in your soul and your soul's medicine, what you have to transmit as a consciousness on this planet. Everything has been required for you to give what you give. My transmission today would be so different if I didn't go through one little fraction of my soul's journey. And everything matters. And my power comes when I recognize that it's all required and that it's all included and that I get to be human. I get to experience the fullness of what it is to be human with all of its challenges, with all of its heart aches and pains. And all of that makes me even more powerful because I'm not getting lost into the shadow of my heart. Oh, I'm just feeling so much. I feel, therefore I show up. I desire, therefore I show up. All of it, your soul's whole journey, even in utero, yes, Jewel, yes. Your soul's journey, all of it is needed. All of it matters, yeah? All of it matters. And so, the little branding thing that I want to offer to you all, because branding is so magical, and oftentimes we think of our branding in the world from our intellect. We think, okay, what looks good, right? It's that pretty thing. It's like the part of me that would have stayed at that house because it was pretty, because it had this indoor garden and there were plants. Oh, let me create my branding from that place of pretty. Versus, oh, let me create my branding from the place of soul, from the place of essence. Yeah? So everyone's feeling lit up. I want you to feel your soul in this moment. Let's call your soul in. How does your soul feel? What is your essence? I want you to start writing down on a piece of paper. Just start writing down words and words and words that come up when you think of your unique soul. With all of the things that you've been through in this lifetime, and maybe others, like your soul. Just start writing down some adjectives, okay? Sensual, wild, intelligent, integrity, medicinal, natural, radiant, feminine, masculine, sexy, elegant, angelic, peaceful. Your soul essence, kind, beautiful Monet. Yes, kind, free, powerful, expansive. So for those of you who are writing in the chat, thank you. And also, please write it down in your book so you don't forget. Sensitive, yes, Vani, yes, yes, yes. Rachel, playful, yes. Innocent, yes. Silly, yes. Here we go. Passionate, yes. Spicy, yes, Ava. Fierce, Majestic. Yes. Strong, warrior, adventurous, intense, wise, queen, leader, expansive, playful, effortless, gentle, warm, silly, sensual. Yes, my loves. Yes. Nourishing. Thank you. Sweet. Yes. Okay. So for all of the ones that you've written down so far, I want you to narrow it down to 5 words. So circle 5 words. Or no, don't circle 5 words. Star 5. And I know it's hard to choose because you're like, I'm all of it. But I want you to start narrowing it down. Narrowing it down. What feels like your essence? And knowing that your essence will change, your soul will change, but who you are right now, in this moment. Star 5 of them. And some of you start letting me know in the comments when you have starred 5. Star the 5 that feel like, yes, this is me. Star the 5 of them that feel like, when I am my most connected self, when I am the most connected to myself, I am these 5 things. Done. Did it. Amazing. Okay. So now, out of the 5, I want you to circle 3. So you're going to narrow it down to 3. I know this is hard. We're not getting rid of the other ones. We're just creating a little portal for them. Raw, expansive, fierce, nourishing, receptive, independent, adventurous, flirty, creative, passionate. Beautiful loves. So start sharing your 3. Start sharing your 3. Circle 3 and then type 3. What are the 3 words that describe your soul right now? Joy, playful, giggles. And remember these, okay? Share your 3, write your 3. Wisdom, beauty, grace. Amazing. Pure, timeless, receptive. Do you see the clarity in 3? Natural, wise essence. Powerful, magnificent, passionate. Powerful, sensitive, passionate, loving, deep, playful. Wise, playful, expansive. Wild, deeply wise, loving. Daring, passionate, expressive. Okay, I'm getting so excited for what's coming right now, hearing all of this. Wise, brave, pure, magnetic, free, warm, infinite, free, love, courageous, spirited, passionate, joy, wild, raw. Okay, my loves. So this, if your branding does not reflect these 3 words, your branding is not doing you any service. This is your branding. Your essence is your branding. It's not what colors look pretty. It's not what other people are doing or sharing. It's not any of those things. It's this. It's this. Are your videos reflecting this? Are your posts reflecting this? Are your colors reflecting this? Is your imagery reflecting this? Are you challenging yourself to be this? Because for some of you, you chose words that are, like, for example, wild. Let's just pick that one. Are you showing your wildness? Are you showing your wildness? Well, then, if you're not allowing your brand to reflect your soul. So how are you going to experience and receive all of your soulmate clients? Because they're not going to feel you. Right? right? They gotta feel you. And so this is it, right? Cora just realized how for me it's so easy to share my playful, sensitive, wild essence, but not my fearless, powerful essence. There you go. Not showing my wildness and need to, feeling this so much lately. Jamie, I'm so excited to see your wildness. I'm sure we all are. This is gold. Needed to hear this for branding. Time to start making those silly reels. Yes, Rachel. You really turned me into this FCR last year and it landed so much deeper now. I'm so grateful. Amazing. What are my 3 words, Ashay? Oh, well, I would need to drop into it. I don't know in this moment. I would need to do that same little exercise, writing all of them down and narrowing them down. I'll do it after this call and I'll share them with you. So, is your content reflecting these words? Look at that. Look, April, I struggle to show my flirty side, but it's a big part of what excites me and lights me up. So like if flirtatiousness is one of the words that you really narrowed down that really feels like you, that's the edge, right? For some of you, your words are going to be like, some of your words are going to be like, oh yes, I do this. For others of you, your words are going to be an edge. It's going to be like, oh, that's the one that I'm not allowing through. That's the part of my essence. That's the part of my soul that I'm not allowing to be seen. And that's like, can you allow your soul to be seen? Let's just like drop into that a little bit because that's very vulnerable, right? It's very, very vulnerable to allow your whole essence, your whole soul to be seen. Any extra tips for translating essence qualities into branding? I think something is getting lost in translation in my brand. So you can remember this question for next week and bring like the specific things, like what you're doing in your brand and what your 3 words are, and we can talk about it deeper. But in terms of translating your essence qualities into your branding, you want to look at your imagery. You want to look at the words that you're using. You want to look at the tone. You want to look at your filters. You want to look at, your vibe when you're showing up on videos. You want to look at your embodiment. You want to look at your clothing. You want to look at your makeup or no makeup. You want to look at, where you take videos and all of that. It doesn't mean that all of it needs to be just like everything is in alignment and you have to create this brand that is so like, you have to ask yourself all the time. No, but once it starts landing, then you start really getting it and you don't need to question it as much because then you're simply living in this essence, you're sharing this essence and you've bridged, right? It's not fun, joy, soul over here and business over here. It's fun, joy, soul, business, right? Fun, joy, soul, essence, business. They are together. I am mind blown. I love this so much. Yay. Yay, 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 yay. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy that you all needed this so much. You are so very welcome. And yes, your soul and your essence does shift and change as you do, which is why, this is very important, which is why I believe that the most important thing is that you can do is create a business that is about soul. Giving yourself permission to change. You are going to change. You are constantly going to change. If you look at my branding, you will constantly see change because I am changing. And I'm not worried about, will people get it? What if I change my colors here and there? I don't care because it's what's aligned with me now. And it's what's aligned with me now. And it's what's aligned with me now. And if you talk to a branding expert, they might tell you something different. But all I know is what's worked for me. And what's worked for me is being in alignment with my soul. Now, if you're like all over the place all the time, every single day you're changing it up, that's a little different. Get on a vibe. Like, allow a vision to come through around your colors and your vibe and your essence, and follow it until you're like, something's feeling a little off here. And then you recheck in and you go, okay, here's the new direction, right? And you change it up. And maybe that happens once a year. Maybe that happens once every 4 years. Maybe that happens every quarter, you know? Giving yourself permission to change. Exactly. So for those of you who feel like you're ready to shift your branding, your colors, your imagery, to be more in alignment with these 3 words that you chose, I highly recommend creating a Pinterest board that reflects that shift, that reflects that energy, drawing together the colors and the imagery and just the essence. And it could be just for you. But it's just about getting some creativity going in this direction. Okay. So the last piece to really share and to really land in today's masterclass is that you get to give yourself permission to do what you want to do, to create what you want to create. The rules of you have to do 1 email a week and 1 post a day and 1 live a week and a Facebook group and this and that. Like, there's this rule book. But what if your soul essence comes alive in doing Instagram reels for example? You just love it. It feels like a great way to communicate to your audience and you just love it. That could be the only thing that you focus on, and that could make you a millionaire. If you really enjoyed it and if that's where your soul came alive. For me, right now, I don't really care to make any reels. It doesn't feel fun for me. It doesn't feel alive for me. I tried one to give it a chance and I'm like, okay, no. And I can trust that. I'm not over here going, oh, well, reels are the new thing. TikTok is the new thing, or this app, the Clubhouse, this is the new thing. I have to get behind it because it's the new thing. It's the pretty thing. No, I can tune into it to see, to give it a try, to give it a go, to see if my soul can get behind it, right? But at the end of the day, it's about, what do I like? What do I desire? What feels good to me? It's connecting to the voices of my body, aka my soul. That is the answer. When I tell people that most all of my people inside of my courses come in through Instagram alone. I focus on Instagram. I don't focus on Facebook. I don't even do that many videos or emails. Instagram stories, Instagram posts. It's what I like. It's what I love. It's where my soul feels alive. It's where I desire to have mastery, right? And so I focus on that. I focus on what I want, what I know, what I feel, right? What I understand. That's the alignment. That leads to all places. And you can really trust that. You can really trust that. Let me be the proof for you. Right? Let me be the proof that you can trust what you desire, that you can trust what you feel, that you can trust what you just know is your way. What if I struggle with stories, but at the same time, I feel that I want and need to do it? So those are 2 different things. Need to do it is different than want to do it. Need to do it comes from lack. It comes from the mind. It comes from scarcity. Want to do it comes from pussy, comes from desire. So get clear on where it's coming from. If you think that you need to do it and it's coming from the shadow of the pussy, right? Like, I need to do it, then you want to be clear if that's coming from a place of shadow, or coming from a place of mind, coming up from a place of shadow, coming from a place of lack, versus coming from a place of, this is uncomfortable, but I know, aka gut feeling, this is uncomfortable, but I know that this is a path for me, right? I know that this is important for me. Then it's about just moving in through with the uncomfortability, but not because you need to, because that's what's going to create success. Doing it because you know that you need to. You know that your soul is asking you to, but not, I need to because everyone else does, or I need to because that's the way. Okay. I would love to just focus on Instagram and Facebook, but because I teach sexuality, I get shadow banned from time to time and they limit my exposure. If I am full on exposure, I am on, but the systems limit the exposure. What do you think about that? So if this is the case for you, then there's either a way that you learn how to, like, if the truth is that you only want to focus on Instagram and Facebook, you have to comply with those rules. And so it's challenging when what you do is creates that shadow ban. But if you're choosing to be in the container of Facebook and Instagram, you're also choosing those rules. And so it's just a part of the choice, you know, coming into terms with your choosing that. If you want to be completely free with your sexuality, then do that in your email list. Like, choose the thing that's going to help that thing be free, right? Where it's on your own terms. Focus on Instagram, focus on Facebook, but don't offer like those deeper elements and layers of your sexuality through that, because that's not allowed there. And trust that the people that come to your email list are going to be the people that are going to get those deeper elements. Okay, my lives. So we are going to wrap this masterclass up. I know there are lots of questions. We're going to dive into questions next week in the Q&A. I am so deeply excited for it. Thank you for this magical container. Thank you for this space. This strategy is your soul. And so know that the strategy, like the actual strategy, comes from there. So when the strategy is coming from the place of your soul, when you're devoted to your soul path, first and foremost, like you're devoted to your alignment, you're devoted to your soul path, yeah? You're devoted to learning, you're devoted to growing, you're devoted to your soul feeling landed, your soul feeling happy, your soul feeling alive, your soul feeling alive, your soul feeling alive, your soul feeling alive. When you're devoted to your soul feeling alive, just know that the strategy comes from there. Because when you are feeling alive, it's like, oh, yes, I want to post. I want to do this. I want to do that. Because you already know what to do. There's not that much to do for your strategy. I mean, when people are like, okay, you need strategy in place. You need, like, I always laugh, or you need structure in place. I always laugh because the truth is that it's not that hard. You want to know the structure of my business? Have a certain amount of one-on-one clients and a certain amount of mastermind clients that land my baseline of money that comes in every month. Launch magical containers through Instagram. Send a couple emails out. Post on stories and post every day because I have a message Every day that I have a message, post, share, let it come through me. Live a life in alignment. Live a life that is joyful and magical, and let the message come from that place. When I get off client calls, what came through, make a post from there. That's the strategy. It's really simple. Go on live when I feel inspired. Answer people's questions when I feel inspired. Respond. When I get a question from someone, respond to that question through a post, through an offering, through a course. Listen. This is the strategy. It's pretty simple, right? When I get lots of more people that are commenting on things that I'm posting, interesting. Okay, I'm getting more engagement here. Okay, interesting. That's information. Okay, how can I respond to that? Yeah. So the strategy is simple when you follow your soul, when you are in alignment, when you follow those steps, pathways. Okay. So my prayer for all of you is that your soul comes first. My prayer is that your pussy comes first. My prayer is that your gut, your intuition comes first. My prayer is that your heart comes first. My prayer is that you trust your body so deeply that you know that your body is always guiding you. That when your body is asking for things, you give it. My prayer is that you allow yourself to create a body-based business where the voices of your body guide you, where the voice of your desire guides you, the voice of your heart guides you, the voice of your intuition guides you. I know there are still questions in your head of, but what if this, and what if that, and what if this, and what if that? I invite you to come back into your body. I invite you to ask your body those questions, not me. Yes, you will have a chance to ask me those questions next week. But see if your body has the answer. This week, this month, as you tune in to these codes, see if your body has the answer, because usually your body does. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your presence here, all of your magic here. Thank you for offering your words, your soul, your essence. I adore you. You are beautiful. Thank you for showing up for your soul. Keep following the path. I know it's not easy sometimes. I know there's confusion there sometimes. I know you're like, why is this part of my soul path? Trust it. It's for the world too. All of the pain you go through on your soul path is for your clients. It's for the collective. It's for everyone. All of the confusion is for everyone. All of the heartbreak is for everyone. Thank you, 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 thank you. I love you so much, 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 so much. My soulmate clients, my soulmate humans. Nah, feeling so magical. Oh my goodness. Okay, setting you off for so much magic. Enjoy this. Drop into your soul. Know that that's enough. Mwah.